Yeah.
We got London on the track.
This is all God's doing, man, you can't plan it. But if the devil's in the details, then I'm satanic.
The NBA Finals are over, and the Golden State Warriors have officially been crowned champions for the 2018 season. With 3 titles in the last 4 seasons, it is clear they have placed themselves in discussion as one of the greatest teams that have ever played in the NBA. And to their credit, they absolutely deserve to be in that conversation by showing how team basketball should be played by not 4 Hall of Famers, but 5 Hall of Famers. Because yes, Andre Iguodala deserves credit as well. But with that said, with overwhelming success against the rest of what the NBA has to offer, there are certainly sub-arguments to be made under this ruse of greatness the general public is meant to believe. In particular, Kevin Durant, the NBA Finals MVP for the 2nd consecutive season, is now on a short list of players who have gained the award twice. In reflection of his move almost 2 years ago, him and his inner circle could probably not feel better about how things have turned out so far. Yet behind it all, however, there are several main differences between how he won and how the rest of these NBA legends won, and that is exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video. So what is good, people's kid? It's your boy Kobe back at it again with another video, and as always, hope you guys are having a blessed day. First and foremost, before getting into it, I want to say I do congratulate Golden State for winning this year's title, and absolutely believe they were the best team in the NBA this year. Sweeping LeBron is no easy task, and after a controversial Game 1 due to late game error and referee disaster, they simply obliterated the Cavs in the final 3 games. Yet at the end of the day, I must keep it 100 on what exactly the typical NBA fan feels about their championships, and more importantly, Kevin Durant's contribution. So with all sides now mentioned, let's jump right into the vid. In the NBA's history, there have been 30 players to win the NBA Finals Most Valuable Player award, and only 11 that have done so more than once. Out of these 11, you will find the most accomplished and talented players that have ever stepped onto a basketball court, to the delight of fans and media personnel. And whatever your opinions of them on and off the court may lie, the one thing we have been told time and time again is that you can never take away from them their blood, sweat, and tears that have brought themselves the honor of being known as champions. Well, that is until July 4th, 2016, when Kevin Durant signed with the Golden State Warriors. Before people are quick to judge this as a Warriors hater video, spewing out saltiness after a brutal finals loss, I want to first point out that I have nothing against Golden State and their rise to the top of the NBA. In my opinion, their initial ascent among basketball's elite is one of the greatest examples of how to build a team organically and reap the benefits for years to come. For all their glory, however, I cannot sit here and pretend to equate the same amount of credit to Kevin Durant for his helping hand as I can for the other 10 players who are considered all-time NBA greats. I just can't. But instead of just saying this and expect you to understand what I mean, I'm going to give you a list of reasons as to why these accolades for Durant feel incredibly hollow and unworthy of the same praise. Number 1, Durant is not even the most important player on the Warriors. Yes, that would be Steph Curry without a doubt, and if you argue this point, then you simply haven't watched enough Warrior basketball. While NBA media writers will try to shove down the throats of casual fans that KD is the main guy on this team by virtue of handing him another Finals MVP trophy, it is actually Curry that makes this team the special engine that it is. Simply put, the Warriors are at their best when Steph Curry is on the court, period. Forget comparing Durant and Steph's games side by side or looking at their shooting efficiencies for a second. Instead, it's important to recognize the impact Curry brings on a nightly basis, whether he is shooting well or not, because even if his shots aren't going in on any particular night, teams will still fight hard to ensure he does not get open looks, leading to countless driving lanes and scoring opportunities for his teammates to capitalize on. Don't believe me? Say no more. Let's take a look at Golden State's win-loss record with Curry versus Durant. This season, the Warriors were 41-10 with Curry in the lineup compared to just 17-14 when he was out of the lineup. If we switch the scenario and look at the Warriors record when KD sits but Steph plays, the Warriors are a perfect 8-0. Even going back to last year, when Durant was forced to miss the latter part of the regular season, not only did Curry and co not skip a beat, they went 16-4 and had a 14-game winning streak going on as KD returned to the lineup. And it's not just a matter of Steph playing that is telling in the Warriors' dominance. It's the matter of how good they are when he is playing well. In the last 2 seasons, when Curry scores at least 30 points, Golden State is literally almost unbeatable, with a record of 43-3 that includes his most recent 30-point performance in Game 4 of the NBA Finals. As a result, no player's success guarantees their team's success like he does, not even close. While Durant is arguably the best pure scorer in the game, one of the biggest things I learned in this NBA playoffs and NBA Finals is not to let the box score fool you. Yes, there are going to be games when Kevin Durant is going to be more efficient and maybe even score more points than Steph, but what is clear to anyone who is willing to admit it is that a Kevin Durant 35-point game is not equal to a Steph Curry 35-point game. Or in other words, not all points are equal, because not only does the value proposition of Curry's 35 include the box score production, it gives you the moments and runs that truly break the will of their opponents mentally. For example, in Game 7 against the Houston Rockets, he was the one that reversed a Houston double-digit lead coming out of halftime to a 72-63 game before even getting to the fourth. He was also the one against Cleveland in Game 2 who hit the ridiculous prayer with the shot clock expiring that pretty much psychologically drained the Cavs of trying to make a comeback. These intangibles won't show up in the box score, but they are invaluable to Golden State and are absolutely the difference in their victories. KD is great, but Curry is the real horse, and while Durant can win you a game or two by himself when he gets hot, he isn't the real key, which brings me to my next point. Number 2, he came to a team that was already destined for greatness. Silver Spoon Kev, no guts Durant, all talent, no heart. Hate to break it to any big KD fans out there, but the hard truth is that Kevin Durant joined a team that was going to accomplish big things with or without him. Unlike the other NBA all-time greats mentioned who were the foundation for their team's success, KD is simply an add-on to a team that would have already gone down in the history books for their elite play. In 2015, when this dynasty run began, the Warriors defeated the Cavs in 6 games to win their first NBA title. Despite missing Kyrie and Love, Golden State completed the full journey of becoming NBA champions before Durant even arrived. In 2016, we already know what happened, but for viewers who may have been living under a rock, the 73-win Warriors defeated the Thunder after going down 3-1, but eventually lost the Cavs in 7 after they themselves coughed up a 3-1 lead on Cleveland. For those that want to defend KD in the 2016 loss as proof that they needed him to win moving forward, let's be honest here. It took a Game 5 Draymond Green suspension, a Kyrie Irving and LeBron James historic and unprecedented performance, an anomaly feeling no-show from Harrison Barnes, who consistently missed wide-open three-pointers when left unguarded, and an Irving prayer with the score tied in Game 7 against one of the greatest home teams in NBA history for them to lose. Are we going to lie to ourselves and say it wouldn't be possible, or rather likely, for the Warriors to be able to come out victorious the next year with the same exact roster and extra motivation against Cleveland in 2017? I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and be absolute with my claims, but I will say I believe the full returning roster of that 73-win Warrior team had multiple championships with or without KD in the picture. And for that to be not just a possibility, but a likely outcome according to most NBA fans, it definitely makes you question how much value to place on Durant's impact during their championship runs. Number 3, he took the easy way out.
And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
It's been a 7-year struggle. I mean, when I first got into Chicago, we started at the bottom, and every year we just worked harder and harder until we got to it. And it's so gratifying. I'm appreciated so long in my life, for my family, for my kids, everything. It's the most proud day I've ever had.
One of the greatest things about seeing all-time greats reach the pinnacle of their success is that it contrasts so amazingly with the grind and struggle they had to go through to reach this point. For every other NBA legend who has won multiple NBA titles, the grind started with them, and they were the foundation of their team's success. Even LeBron James' first 2 titles with the Miami Heat, their championships were a result of something he built at the very start. As I'm sure many people will try to incorrectly compare LeBron and KD's actions in the comment section, you guys have to remember the difference was, and always will be, that LeBron went to Miami to start something special, where Durant went to Golden State to join something special. This is the huge and decisive distinction that needs to be understood. It wasn't two-time Finals MVP Kevin Durant that started this Warriors run, it was two-time MVP Steph Curry that did. By skipping the legwork required to build a championship team, something just feels weird about seeing him celebrate and be anointed these accolades that others in the game's history have truly scratched, clawed, and fought for year after year. Deep down, I really do wonder when seeing Durant in the locker room, how good it actually feels to win a title by taking the easy way out. Because no matter how many championships Durant is going to end up winning with the Golden State Warriors, there is something that feels empty in these accolades when they should absolutely feel fulfilling and satisfying. And it's for that reason, I just don't see how KD's time with the Golden State Warriors can ever be permanent. Anyways guys, that's the vid, hope you enjoyed. Again, Durant is one of the best scorers and talents in NBA history, but these titles are definitely not going to improve his case among the top 10 or 15 greatest players of all time. In my opinion, he'll need to go somewhere else and win to get to that level. But let me hear what everyone watching has to think. How do you guys feel about KD's recent titles? Do you consider them as legitimate as the championships won by other all-time greats before? Comment below. With that said, hope you guys have a great rest of the day, or night, or whatever time it is. I'll be back at it soon. Peace out.